Greiser, who has admitted to the killing of his 21-year-old sister, Ariada Karol, after being held by a Moscow court for 2 months. Karol was discovered with multiple stab wounds in the hallway of the building where she and her brother lived together. The most horrific part of the case was when the criminal thought he did it because Lucifer ordered him to do it. Before the police arrived, Greiser used his sister's blood to draw strange demonic symbols on her body and his head. He claimed that he didn't feel sorry for what he did, and he told the person questioning him that he had a good relationship with his sister, but killing her would somehow improve things. When asked how killing her would improve things, he claimed that improvement was always moving forward. Neighbors also heard the woman scream before her body was found. The siblings lived together in a rented apartment, and drugs were found in their home. What Greiser did in the courtroom is another story. He was inside a see-through box during a trial. He spotted a chance to escape through a small opening in the box's ceiling. At least 3 police officers watched Greiser in the courtroom. When he managed to get through the opening and started pushing the ceiling panels to climb into the space above, the police officers quickly reacted and tried to stop him. 2 policemen climbed up the sides of the box to catch him. One of them hit him on the side with his stick. The ceiling panels started falling as the police grabbed Greiser's legs, and he struggled inside the small space above.
Куда нажать? Дайте руку.
Сейчас, я тебе дам руку. Спустись, блядь. Ко мне, блядь.
Все.
Сука, я тебе дам
Отпускаю.
One officer even used a taser on Greiser to calm him down, and the situation was controlled to ensure no further escapes were possible. Have you ever heard about a criminal who makes drastic moves and doesn't realize the consequences of his actions? Let me tell you about Siale Angelau, who made the courtroom a crime place. Angelau was part of a gang called the Tongan Crip Gang, or TCG. When he was just 14 years old, he started robbing convenience stores in Salt Lake City. People called him C-Down. He was also involved in a horrific crime when another gang member shot at U.S. Marshals during a chase. Thankfully, the Marshals weren't hurt. As a result of that incident, Angelau pleaded guilty to some charges in state court, like not obeying police orders and obstructing justice. The judge punished him with 15 years in jail. Moreover, in May 2010, federal prosecutors teamed up with local gang detectives to charge 17 members of the Tongan Crip Gang, including Angelau, with serious crimes like robbery and violence. Out of those 17, 12 either admitted guilt or were found guilty. Angelau was supposed to be the last one from the gang to go on trial. What's the most interesting thing about this case? Let me tell you. He came to trial in the courthouse in downtown Salt Lake City. The courthouse was modern with lots of metal and glass and had exceptional security to keep everyone safe, like judges, juries, defendants, and witnesses. What's most intriguing is his behavior in the courtroom. Let me tell you. Angelau appeared for trial at the downtown Salt Lake City courthouse. During the trial, there weren't any curtains to cover the tables in the courtroom. The tables couldn't be moved either. Because of this, Judge Tina Campbell ordered that Siale Angelau shouldn't have any restraints in front of the jury. When the first witness started testifying, some of the marshals in the courtroom didn't know about Judge Campbell's decision. They only realized when they saw Angelau part of a gang get up from the defense table. He grabbed a pen and a mechanical pencil and ran toward a witness discussing Angelau's gang. The marshal pulled out his gun and shot at Angelau, just as Angelau jumped over the witness stand. Marshall turned so he wouldn't shoot towards the audience. He He fired 4 times, and Angelou was taken to the hospital, but didn't survive. When someone accused of a crime is kept in jail until their trial, lawyers and the judge discuss whether they should wear handcuffs and leg irons in court. FBI documents said U.S. Marshals at Salt Lake City's federal courthouse always kept accused people in shackles during trials. But defense lawyers argued that seeing someone in cuffs might make jurors think they're guilty before hearing evidence. The new courthouse didn't have curtains to hide Angelou's shackles, and they couldn't move the table to hide them. Judge Campbell disagreed with the marshal's rule and said Angelou shouldn't wear shackles where the jury could see them. If you're enjoying the video, don't wait to hit the subscribe button for the latest updates on fascinating courtroom stories.
Position, naked, not eating, and not interacting with any human being.
Yeah, but my son is dead, man. My son is dead. He needs to go to prison. He don't need to be laying no mental hospital. He needs to.
Finally, we come to Lucas Kendall, who was found guilty of shooting 2 people in 2012. One person died and the other was left paralyzed. Kendall received a life sentence with no chance of parole and an additional 30 years behind bars. He worked as a guard with a gun at a Miami nightclub. One night, he saw 2 guys in a truck outside the club. He thought they were doing something illegal and felt threatened by one of them. When the truck doors opened, he thought he had to defend himself. He shot at one of the guys 8 times, hitting him from behind as he tried to hide under the truck. One guy died, and the other couldn't move his body anymore. Smathers, the other victim, asserted that he hadn't heard any threats. He noted seeing the security, and Kendall noticed them too, but there was no exchange of words between them. When Smathers opened his car door, Kendall commanded him to raise his hands. Shortly after, Smathers was shot. Kendall worked for a company called Force Protection Security. A lawyer for the company said Kendall had the right training and passed background checks. After the shooting, a prison doctor examined Kendall and said he had trouble controlling his actions and didn't like being around people. Another doctor picked by the court said Kendall probably had a mental illness. Additional court-appointed psychiatrists said Kendall might have different mental problems like schizophrenia or other serious conditions. Following this, the victim's father, Donald Byrd, erupted in the courtroom.
He needs to go to prison. He don't need to be laying no mental hospital. He needs to go to prison, man. Come on, sir. He want to play crazy. He wasn't crazy when he murdered my son, man. He wasn't crazy then, but he crazy now.
He argued that Kendall hadn't shown signs of mental illness when he shot his son and then suddenly claimed to have one. He passionately demanded Kendall's imprisonment for his son's killing.
You want to lay in a mental hospital? You murdered my son, man, for nothing? When he was trying to get away from you. You were trying to get away from you, man.
Refusing to believe that the perpetrator was undergoing a mental health crisis.
His back was under the truck. You kept shooting him, man. You kept shooting him in his back. His back was turned to you, man. He was trying to get away from you, and you murdered him, man, like that. You murdered him, man, like that. Why you doing it like that, man? And you want to play crazy, man? You ain't crazy. You ain't crazy, man.
Given the intensity of the situation, Donald Byrd was removed from the courtroom.